Hello everyone, myself Neha Sharma, Assistant Professor from Sant Haridas College of Higher Education. Today I will teach you the subject International Business Management. This subject is for BBA final year and the subject code is BBA 306. So first of all we will learn what is international business. International business involves transactions across the national boundaries. It includes the transfer of goods, services, technology, managerial knowledge, and capital to other countries. Although business has been conducted on the international scale for many years, international business has gained more significance only in recent years because of the emergence of multinational corporations in some of the developing countries. So we can say in a much wider term, all commercial transactions that take place between two countries is called international business. These transactions include sales, investment and transportation which may be initiated by a government or private company with an objective to make profit. So, international business can be described as a business carried on across the national border between two or more countries. Now, concept of international business. International business denotes all those business activities which take place beyond the geographical limits of the country. It involves not only the international movement of goods and services but also the capital, personal, technology and intellectual property like patent, trademark, know-how and copyrights. Now, next is definition of international business. International business refers to the trade of goods, services, technology, capital or knowledge across national borders and at the global of transactional scale. It involves cross-border transactions of goods and services between two or more countries. Transactions of economic resources includes capital, skills and people for the purpose of the international production of physical goods and services such as finance, banking, insurance and construction. International business is also known as globalization. So finally we can say international business can be described as a business carried on across the national borders between two or more countries. Now next is nature of international business. International business relates to transactions involving more than one country. Next, the purpose of international business is to satisfy customer. Next, international business may be carried on by individuals, organizations and government. Next, it includes transfer of knowledge, skills, people, technology, capital information and other resources. Next, international business has become massive in scale. Next, international business now exercise a significant influence over economic, social, political life throughout the world. Now, next is scope of international business management. In scope of international business. International business is a generic term used to refer to any business that includes more than one country. It includes more than one country, so it includes the following types of business. The first is export business. Export business. In export business, domestic firm which produce entirely in the home country and export a part of their output directly or through distributors are engaged in international business, but they do not think in global term. The next is international firm. International firms are such firms who decides to exploit business opportunities outside the home country. Its focus is domestic, but it extends the domestic business practices abroad. It locates its branches in a foreign market and uses the domestic marketing mix abroad. The next is multinational firm. An international firm turn into multinational firm when it responds to specific needs of foreign market in term of product, price, promotion and distribution. It follows different strategies for the different market. Therefore, it is also known as multi-domestic firm. And next is global firm. Global firm. A global firm also has business operation in several countries, but there is a coordination between different subsidiaries which operates under a common strategy. The subsidiaries are bound by the global strategy decided by the parent company. Next is transnational firm. A transnational firm produced, markets, invests, and operates across the globe. It is an integrated global enterprise which thinks globally but acts locally. It has varying degree upon the market and business condition in each country. So all these are scope of international business. Advantages of international business. So there are many advantages of international business. The first advantage of international business is a country can consume those goods which cannot produce. Uh, yes, with the help of international business, every country can consume those goods which it cannot produce. Like commodities produced in India can be found in England and vice versa. This help England to enjoy those goods which he cannot produce in his country. The next is the product resource of the world are utilized to the best advantage of the country. Yes, every country expects highest return from its resources, and this lead to fallen price and better goods for consumption. The next is heavy price fluctuations are controlled. Yes, if the price of any commodities goes up, the goods can be imported from abroad and its price can be brought down. The next is countries economically backward but rich in resources may develop their industries. Yes, Indian people are opening industries with the idea of sending produced goods to foreign countries. And next is international business promotes peace and friendship. No country, however big it may be, can claim to be self-sufficient. It will have to depends on other country for something. So free international business is essential for goodwill, peace, and to meet any requirement of the nations. So all these are advantages of international business. Yes. Next is challenges in international business. The challenges involved in managing international businesses are as follows. The first is political and legal differences. The political and legal environment of foreign markets are different from that one of the domestic. So the complexity generally increase as more number of countries are included in company's business portfolio. It should also be noted that the political and legal environment is not the same in all provinces of many home markets. For instance, the political and legal environment is not exactly the same in all the states of India. So, political and legal differences is a very big challenge for international business. Next, cultural differences. The cultural differences one of the most difficult problem in international business because many domestic markets however are also not free from cultural diversity. And next is economic differences. Uh, as we know, the economic environment may change from country to country, so it is also a very big challenge for international business. Differences in the currency unit. Each country has its own currency and the rate at which one currency is exchanged for another currency is called exchange rate. Imbalances in the balance of payment, political instability and several other factors lead to fluctuation in exchange rate. Such fluctuations create exchange risk and discourage the growth of international business. Next, differences in language. The international market often encounters problems arising out of the differences in the language. Even when the same language is used in different countries, the same word or term may have different meaning or connections. So the language problem, however, is not something peculiar to the international business. So it is also a very big challenge for international business. The next is differences in the business infrastructure. The availability and nature of the business facilities available in different countries may vary widely. For example, an advertising medium that is very effective in one market may not be available or may be underdeveloped in another market. So it is also a very big challenge for international business. Next is trade restrictions. Trade restrictions, particularly import controls, it is very important problem which an international marketer faces. Next is high cost of distance. When the markets are far removed by distance, the transport costs become high and the time required for effecting the delivery tends to become longer. So distance tends to increase certain other costs also. Next is differences in trade practices. Trade practices and customs may differ between markets. So this is also a very big challenge for international business. Next and last is corruption. Yes, corruption is also a very big challenge for international market because high rate of bribes and kickbacks in some countries discourage the foreign companies to enter these countries. So all these are challenges of international business. So I hope you like the video. Thank you so much.